Respected sadhakas, welcome. One more day, let us try to seek the blessings of gurus and devatas to help us to come out of the clutches of Prakriti, the three gunas, and reach nearer to the Purusha, the self, the reality. It's a long journey. We don't know of how many lives, where in every life, little, we conquer the Prakriti. Conquering is a wrong word. We cannot conquer, we only have to submit to the kindness of the Mother Nature that she releases us and allows us to move toward the Purusha little bit. Just like in this life, little bit the Mother is releasing us morning and evening in the classes to listen. If the Mother doesn't want that, she will in, uh, enforce on us the Rajoguna, Tamoguna so much that we will not even have a dream of coming to the class. Further, even after coming to class, to understand, we have to have the Sattva reduction in Rajas and Tamas. That also again by the Krupa of the Mother Nature Shakti Mata. So invoking her grace to release us and invoking the grace of Paramatma mm, to make us reach near to Him in understanding as well as in the conscious practice of what we have to do to reach to Him. And may we have at least few glimpses in this life of what Narayana Paramatma looks like. So that attempt is a continuous constant. When the results won't come, it won't come very soon. We should not get demoralized at all. That is how it is for all. It is not a ordinary outer work or outer play where you do something and quickly, substantially, we get and see the result. It is not like that. It is a relentless, continuous struggle. One day we may appear to win because of able to study Shastra or do little sadhana. But the other day, from our recesses of our, what do you say, innate prakriti or tendencies, what thoughts, what vasanas come out and don't allow us to do sadhana, we don't know. So continuously we have to keep the goal in mind, knowing what to do, we can go on. Sometimes nothing can be done except just watching the Bhayankara play of the Prakriti, which doesn't allow us to do even little small sadhana also. That's how the spirituality happens to everyone. But what helps is consciously holding on to the goal, desire to reach to the goal. That is why if we study every Upanishad, any Upanishad, they inspire us by telling us the glory of that goal so that our desire to reach to that goal is intensified. In the intensity of that desire for that goal, call it jignasa, call it mokshata, call it want to discover the Brahman, whatever, that we will start getting somewhat the abilities or powers to do sadhana. If the desire is not there, we can easily succumb to the other desires of the world. So may this way our study of Upanishads help us in intensifying our desire with the grace of God Guru and little of our own efforts. May we be on this path, little proceeding further. Today onwards for 5 6 days we will chant this Rishi and Saraswati related mantra. It being a very big mantra, we will chant it 2 times. That is enough. Remaining you can see at home. Can you do it? Today though we have no time, less time, so 2 times we'll chant. Tomorrow if we see, it may be for 3 times. 6 to 8 minutes we spend in our Veda mantra Ucharana to invoke that Shruti Mata's Krupa. Om Om Namo Vache Yachodhitaya Chanudita Tasyai Vache Namo Namo Vache Namo Vachaspataye Namarushibhyo Mantrakrudbhyo Mantrapatibhyo Mamamruषयो Mantrakrito Mantrapataya Paradurmam Rushin Mantrakrito मन्त्रपतीन् परादां वैश्वदेवीं वाचमुद्यासगं शिवामदस्तां जुष्टां देवेभ्यः शर्म मेद्यौः शर्म पृथिवी शर्म विश्वमिदं जगत् शर्म चन्द्रश्च सूर्यश्च शर्म ब्रह्म प्रजापति भूतं वदिष्ये भुवनं वदिष्ये तेजो वदिष्ये यशो वदिष्ये तपो वदिष्ये ब्रह्म वदिष्ये सत्यं वदिष्ये तस्मा अहमिदमुपस्तरणमुपस्तृण उपस्तरणं मे प्रजायै पशूनां भूयादुपस्तरणमहं प्रजायै पशूनां भूयासं प्राणापानौ मृत्योर्मापातं प्राणापानौ मामाहासिष्टं मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगं शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरोऽनुमदन्तु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो वाचे या चोदिताया चानुदिता तस्यै वाचे नमो नमो वाचे नमो वाचस्पतये नमः ऋषिभ्यो मन्त्रकृद्भ्यो मन्त्रपतिभ्यो मां ऋषयो मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतयः परादुर्माहं ऋषीन् मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतीन् परादां वैश्वदेवीं वाचमुद्यासगं शिवामदस्तां जुष्टां देवेभ्यः शर्म मेद्यौः शर्म पृथिवी शर्म विश्वमिदं जगत् शर्म चन्द्रश्च सूर्यश्च शर्म ब्रह्म प्रजापते भूतं वदिष्ये भुवनं वदिष्ये तेजो वदिष्ये यशो वदिष्ये तपो वदिष्ये ब्रह्म वदिष्ये सत्यं वदिष्ये तस्मा अहमिदमुपस्तरणमुपस्तृण उपस्तरणं मे प्रजायै पशूनां भूयादुपस्तरणमहं प्रजायै पशूनां भूयासं प्राणापानौ मृत्योर्मापातं प्राणापानौ मामाहासिष्टं मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगं शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरोऽनुमदन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं दत्तमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकन्नित्यं विपुलमचलं सर्वधे साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः श्री वेदव्यासवैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्यशङ्करादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातोऽनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः ऐन्दव संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरणविश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्वध्यात्मिकप्रगतिद्वारा विश्वशान्तिकल्याणार्थं ये ये भक्ताः अस्मिन् कार्ये निष्ठिता भवन्ति तेषां सर्वेषां नित्यनिरन्तर दिग्विजयप्राप्त्यर्थं च श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यक अंतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद श्रीयाद शंकराचार्य भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावेद तद्वक्तारमावेद आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धारिते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ओमथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली अष्टमोऽनुभागः। ॐ भीषास्माद्वातः पवते भीषोदेति सूर्यः भीषास्मादग्निश्चेन्द्रश्च मृत्युर्धावति पञ्चमहिते सैषानन्दस्य मीमागं स भवति युवा स्यात् साधुयुवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः ते शतं मानुष आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानभियन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवं विद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Friends, the entire purpose of this Ashtama Anuvaka of this Brahmananda Valli is to glorify the Ananda of the Brahma Swarupa and to glorify the sadhana to reach to that Brahma Ananda called as Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva and then Akamahatatva. The hundredfold happiness increase which is told in each of the higher grades of life, and those higher grades of lives are reached through various upasanas, various yajnas. And all the ananda experienced by those jivas having reached to those states is already experienced by a sadhaka who is shrotriya avrujina akamata to that extent. And when these three reach to the parakashta sthiti, one experiences the parabrahma ananda. Means when all these are fully completed. So before that, the Brahmadeva Ananda is also a lava lesha matra only compared to Parabrahma Ananda. These are the things repeatedly when we contemplate, then only our mind gets inclined to reach to that Brahma Ananda. Then only that vigorous sadhana can be done by us, in which Lots of efforts are there to be put, as we saw in the introduction today, to conquer or transcend the Prakriti, which is in the form of either the Pancha Koshas or the three Dehas or three Avasthas, etc. It is the greatness of the result, the Falashruti of this Brahmagnana is the only thing which can inspire us to take it up at the cost of all other Laukika, Paralaukika pursuits. And these pursuits of this world, other world are so tempting and very directly experiential through the senses. And the taste of it is tasted by us by many times, and the taste of it is so enchanting. So transcending all this, the taste for nidra, taste for the pancha indriya bhoga, taste for the attachments in the mind, taste for the loka prajna, medaya mehtaha, how strong and powerful for all of us, because we are going through them from millions of lives in so many yonis. No, see, giving up all these powers, pressures, vasanas, and if one has to pursue only Aham Brahmasmi sadhana, how much he must be inspired within only through the one means of knowing the glory of that Brahma Ananda, the moksha. If that's not clicking to us, then we go for every other sadhana and siddhi of this loka or that loka and not Paramatma. And then anything other than Paramatma is samsara, binds us with the temporary nature of coming and going, giving and taking. We come to one loka and from there we go away, and we are given some sukha bhoga and again they are taken away. So the samsara never ends. That's what Abrahma Bhuvana Lokaha Punaha Avartinaha Mamupetya tu Kaunteya Punaha Janma Na Vidyate. Clear? Now the two things we remember ourselves is for ourselves remind is about these three sadhanas Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva and Akamahatatva. Shrotriyatva is thoroughly studying the Upanishads under the qualified Guru with all our application, interest and Shraddha, which ultimately should indicate all the beautiful knowledges. The main among them is Brahman alone is absolute truth and reality. Other than Brahman, everything is mithya. Therefore, if at all we want the true permanent Ananda, not the reflected, not the conditional, not the binding, true Ananda, then the Brahma Anubhuti alone can give us that permanent liberation Ananda. This should be the conclusion of our Shrotriyatva. If this happens, then we have studied our Upanishads thoroughly. If it happens in the study of one Upanishad, great. If not, one more, or same Upanishad, repeatedly we study. So that's the parameter, whether we have got the essence of the Upanishadic Jnanam or not. Right now itself we can check. Is our heart fully convinced that Parabrahman alone is truth and reality? Other than him, everything else is mithya. Therefore, I don't want anything else. I seek only eternal Brahman or the truth. Undoubtedly, unambiguously, perfectly. If that clarity has come to us, this was there in Nachiketas. Therefore, everything was given to him and everything he denied. And he asked only for Varastame Varaniya Saiva. I want that and that and that and that alone. So that is an example for us. What would be the expression or lakshana or character of the one who, having studied Shastras thoroughly, wants only Parabrahma because that alone is reality. Clear? Even after that, Shotriyatva, the Kama Hatata will be there because of habits and vasanas. Therefore, by repeatedly telling to us that the world is mithya, by repeatedly telling to ourselves that our essential nature itself is Parabrahma, therefore we have to seek only that. With these ideas, again and again, the Kama Hataha being hit by or killed by the Kamanas. Even though we know the world is unreal, Paramatma real, yet these won't leave us easily, as we just now said, because how many yonis we have gone through in which in every of the yoni we were having sukha and bhoga through the indriyas, so many pleasures. Bapre, bapre, bap. We might have gone to the Svargadi Loka, Gandharvadi Loka, even Pashu Loka, where the Vishya Bhoga are there. मनुष्य के जन्म में आकर कितना भौतिकवाद में कितने हजारों बार हम गुजरे होंगे. No, all of these vasanas will be there. No, so just like we have Siddhanta Jnana, that is not enough. Is it not? That is why, by all these means of repeatedly saying the world is unreal, Paramatma is only real, and that is my essential nature, and in abiding that only, the final all desires are fulfilled. With this, the Vishaya Kamana or Kamana for anything else, Ihaloka and Paraloka, to all of that, we should get that Paravairagya, that is called as Akama Hatattva. It's a great, great stage if one can reach to. Here, few kamanas we give up, but few still we hold on to. Even one kamana of anything other than Brahman we have, that means we have believed the world to be real. Then for such sadhaka, the Brahma anubhuti cannot come. Even if one aspect of snake still remains, he will not be apprehending the truth of the rope. Even if a little aspect of dream is still going on, one cannot wake up. Therefore, akamahatatva means not hit by any kamana, that's it. And that when the Shruti Mata is saying this as sadhana or condition, please remember it is possible. And it is the blessings of Guru and Shastra. We only should seek it. Enough of the Kamana Purti from millions of lives. May I have the Parabrahmanamudi. If it costs all Kamanas, I am ready to pay. O Lord, I am giving up all. You help me in giving up. It is possible. What happens in us is generally because of the power of vasanas and in this life's experiences, without indulging in the Vishayas, we cannot live that type of strong emotion. Again and again pulls us and blackmails us in toward this worldliness. Once we are into the world, then the knowledge that the world is mithya, Paramatma is real, is neutralized there because we are involving in the world as if it is really real. So in this way, there is a continuous fighting between the Siddhanta Jnana we gain, practically the life we live of the worldliness because of Kamana. Therefore, Akama Tattva should be our Prarthana, Akama Tattva should be our Prayatna throughout life. Hmm. How we can achieve it? First of all, are we ready to achieve it? In fact, 50% battle is won if we are ready to achieve this state of freedom from desire. Only one desire I have now, that of discovering my identity with Brahmavastu. Is it not? Just imagine that state of mind. How free it is from every expectation of the world, so that how peaceful, how calm, quiet, how agitationless. Now the mind is disturbed, agitated, distracted because of one after the other demands or temptations of the world. It can be ego related desires, intellect related desires. Ego related desires is I must be recognized, valued, respected. Intellect related desires is I must go on having more and more knowledge, again appreciated by people. The emotional related desires are people should listen to me, they should love me, respect me, and I also must love them and they should receive it, reciprocate it. All these commotions are the mind related desires. And the Pancha Indriya related desires we know. Then Deha related desires are the Deha should stay long, should be healthy, should be energetic, it should not die, and it should get all the comforts, bhoga, apna. This is how one after the other desires are persecuting us. We are in this state of life now. Imagine all these are gone. How wonderful would be our antakarana. Freed, relaxed. Like that lady at home. 10 people in the house. Husband, children, then that brothers-in-law, father-in-law. All of them demanding chai banao, breakfast banao, lunch banao. And she made all of them, all these useless fellows went away. Now, how relaxed she will be for that 1 2 hours. Again, she had to make. है ना कुछ अभी बनाने का नहीं है. That relatively, I'm just an example. How wonderful it is. Nothing now to make. Quite. So to our mind would be. We have to seek it. But that's a maturity. Only a deep contemplative person who through contemplation understands that the dukkha and misery are so pathetic. I don't want them. They are coming because of desires. Therefore, I don't want them. These stages of maturity, the one who has crossed, he alone can comprehend the beauty of this peaceful, calm mind, and he alone will therefore rise above every desire. His idea is not how to fulfill desire. His attention is on how to eliminate or transcend desire, which is very tough. It has little bit to do with the Shrotriyatva, that it gives information, but more to do with our own willingness and awareness. Which desire is popping up at what time, and how to arrest it, how to curb it, how to curtail it, how not to execute it and make it stronger, how to sublimate it. This is how he thinks. Oh, a huge matured person alone can do that. We have to think, have we reached to that level? Is it not? No carnal, no indriya related, no mano related, even any slightest of the desire also. Not. And even then the Maya will not leave. Therefore, such matured person, knowing that the mother is testing, he will engage his entire day in the bhajana, japa, kirtana, upasana, और उसी में रहेगा उसके करने के टाइम all the asana, pipasa, he will make it so minimum, only required for survival. Even then, the Prakriti won't leave, as we saw yesterday, day before. Only when our surrender to her, to the Lord, becomes 100%, our desire only to know the truth becomes 100%, and that is through tests many times proved, tested by the Prakriti and Bhagavan. When it is proved that we are genuine, then the clutches, the Prakriti leaves or relaxes, then we can enter into Purusha. आखिरी मोमेंट तक, like you put the child in the auto or car to go to the school, till the last moment वो fellow सताता ही रहता है वो. नहीं उठेगा, नहीं नहाएगा, कपड़े नहीं पहनेगा, नाश्ता नहीं करेगा, बैग नहीं लेगा, जूते नहीं पहनेगा, बैठेगा नहीं वो. He will not go. In the same way we are not left easily. अगर ऐसा होता, everybody would have sought this alone. So focus on these three things throughout life. Remember, we study so many shastras. We are confused what to remember as important sadhanas. Now here in Taittiriya, very clearly, very specifically, every aspect is told. The Ananda MEEMAMSA told, Brahmananda is greater than the greatest told, that is experienced by one who is free from all these three things or who's practiced all these three are told. Therefore, let us focus on these three. So, one is Shrotriyatva. No day without listening, studying, contemplating on Shastra to intensify our knowledge regarding Brahman alone is real. Everything is ruthlessly to be accepted as unreal. Therefore, once it is unreal, stop involving in it. Unreal मानकर फिर से involve होना, and that is cheating our own knowledge. That is why Shrotriyatva alone helps in doing the second thing called as Akamaha Tattva. And then the Akamata, which we have exhaustively seen now, should lead to the third one, Avrujinatva. Even a one Papa Karya in us should not happen. And what is the Papakarya? Avidya Janita. Every karma born out of Avidya Janita is Papa karma only. So, for a pure spiritual seeker, anything which substantiates his Jiva Bhava, his Panchakosha Tadatmya, whether it is a thought or word or deed, is a Papa karma only. That much highest definition we have to understand of Papa, then only that we can come out of. And the lower level, the papa is for the sake of our own personal selfish gains. We are troubling us, we are sinning, or we are cheating others, etc. That is papa. And as we said day before yesterday, any thought other than that of Paramatma itself is papa. Thought of Paramatma is not papa in the beginning, because that alone takes us near. But at the final moment, even the thought also to be dropped to experience Paramatma as ourselves. Because to experience myself, why the thought is required? Not required. Thought makes us away from our Paramatma Swarupa. That's how in the Yoga Darshanam, the Chitta Vritti Nirodha Tada Drashtuhu Swarupe Avasthan. In the Vedanta also, the Akhanda Brahmakara Vritti maintained for long period of time. In that, all the other vrittis get dissolved. Then the other vritti of Akhanda Brahmakara also is dropped. Then the vritti rahita Brahmasmi Anubhava comes. And that is unique, that is inexplicable. You have to try for that. Okay. This is one thing we have reminded. Every day we will remind from today how far we have reached in our Srotriyatva, how far we have reached in our Akamahatatva, how far we have reached in our Avrujinatva. This is the only parameter. Throughout the day ही check करते रहना बस कितना हवा हुआ कि नहीं हो रहा है कि नहीं वगैरह. Second thing was we were seeing the Ananda Uttara Abhivruddhi. So Manushya, we all know we are, and the one unit of Ananda is of Manushya. Which Manushya? It is explained. युवा स्यात् साधु युवा अध्यायकः आशिष्टः दृढिष्टः बलिष्ठः तस्य इयं पृथ्वी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष. 100 times Manusha Ananda is Manushya Gandharva. 100 times Manushya Gandharva is Deva Gandharva. 100 times Deva Gandharva Ananda is Pitrunam Charaloka Lokanam Ananda. Is it not? No. So 100 times Pitrunam Siriloka Ananda is one Ajana Jana Deva Ananda. Ajana Jana Deva 100 is Karma Deva. Karma Deva 100 times is Deva. And then Deva Ananda 100 times is Bruhaspati. His 100 times is, Indra. Indra 100 times is Bruhaspati. Bruhaspati 100 times is Prajapati. Prajapati 100 times is Brahma Deva, not Parabrahma. So Manushya, Manushya Gandharva, Deva Gandharva, Pitrunam, then Ajana Jana Deva, then Karma Deva, then Deva, then Indra, then Brahaspati, then Prajapati, Brahma. 11 है, याद रख लेना. मनुष्य फर्स्ट, मनुष्य गंधर्व सेकंड, देव गंधर्व 3, देन आजान जान 4, नहीं पितृनाम चर लोकानाम 4, आजान जान देव 5, कर्म देव 6, देव 7, इंद्र 8, बृहस्पति 9, देन प्रजापति 10, ब्रह्मदेव 11. 11 याद रख लो. So in each one of them, the higher and higher grades we reach in 2 ways. One way is doing those type of yajna upasanas which are prescribed in Shastra. When they are done, definitely to those lokas we go, and that type of 100 times ananda we get. The another way of reaching to the same heights of ananda, staying even in the Manushya loka itself, is by these 3 sadhanas of Shrotriya, Avrujinatva and Akamahatatva. Understood? This is the main point. That is why in your own family, many people who are very elderly to you in age, they behave so funny like a children only. You can't understand. He is 80, 70, बच्चों की तरह फिर से लड़ रहा है. Funnily he is living, etc. And whereas the youngsters of 12 or 15, 18 years, they appear to be so mature. I'm just giving an example of the mind's maturity of person. In the same way, in this very world, running behind the desires, people suffer by the unfulfillment of desires. There are plenty. In the same world, without any of the comforts, luxuries, there are people who are happy in their own mind because of purity. The chitta prasannata is the main thing, should never be forgotten. In the prasanna chitta, irrespective of what is our outer status, the Brahma Ananda reflects in a bigger quantity. So these secrets alone will make us understand that the Ananda is not dependent on the things and beings around, it is independent. Then only we will stop dropping them and start getting out of nonsense of commotion of samsara and start enjoying the freedom from them as well as the pure, calm, quiet mind in which Brahmananda is reflected more and more. These are the experiments we have to do, exercises we have to do, and experience those calm, quiet, and joys. That is why to achieve that only all the punya karmas we are made to do, all the upasanas we are made to do, and compulsorily after that, lot of dana, lot of dakshina we are made to do. When they are done, really we see the mind is peaceful and joyful. Earlier, owning the things was the means of happiness. Now, in those exercises, we are trained to know that in disowning the things also there is happiness. This is what we have to recognize. This is all, whole Vedanta. In disowning everything alone is the true final happiness, because when the disowning of all not self is done, what remains is non disownable pure self. That alone is Ananda Swarup. Wonderful. Like in waking dream, all the old things are dropped in the sleep, therefore there is an Ananda. Disowning of everything happens of the gross and subtler in the Nidravastha. इसलिए वहाँ उतना आनंद है. Just to remember these three things. I want to be blissful, point one. That bliss comes to me only when I discover my entry to Brahman, point two. That actually happens when I do these three sadhanas of Shrotriya, Avujinatva, Kamadatva. Pass beyond that job. All experiments, all sadhanas which lead to these three things are correct sadhanas. So, yesterday we have studied up to what point all these things. Who is Deva Gandharvaha? Manushya Gandharva are Manushas who have done Vishesha Karma and Upasana. They became Manushya Gandharva. Deva Gandharvas are who are born in Gandharva Loka, natives. They are Jatitaha. Who are there only? They are Deva Gandharva. Then who are the Chiraloka Lokanam Pitrunam? They are Pitruloka Devatas. But Shiraloka is said because there the time span is long for the jivas to stay in the Pitruloka. So that is the Pitruloka. And how do we reach the Pitruloka? There are Pitruloka reachable. So many sadhanas. Like when you serve your parents, you take care of your children properly, you are taken to the Pitruloka. When the Devata related upasanas are done, to those Devalokas we go. Many other things also are prescribed even in Shastras for us to go to the Pitrulokas. There also the beautiful, wonderful happiness is there. Then who are the Ajana Deva? Ajana iti Devalokaha. Ajana का नाम है एक देवलोक का ही. So tasmin ajane jataha. So those who are born in the Ajana Loka, Devaloka is called Ajana Jaha Deva. And how one takes birth there? Because of smartha karma visheshataha. So they have fully engaged when they were in the human life in the smrti ukta, all the karmas of vidhividhana, upasanadi, sangha seva adi, so too the following of varna ashrama dharma. So varna ashrama dharma and social services, then the smrti ukta upasana, smrti ukta values who have practiced, they will be sent and they will be taking birth in Ajanaja Deva Loka. So their Ananda is 100 times more than the Pitrunam Chiraloka Lokanam Ananda. Then after or beyond the Ajanajana Deva is the Karma Deva. So who are Karma Devaha? Karma Devaha means ye Vaidikena Karmana Agnihotradina Kevalena Devan Apiyanti. Okay. Those who have done the Vaidika Yajna Yagadi continuously, constantly throughout the life, okay, they will be reaching to that Deva Loka. They are called as Karma Deva. So the Ajana Jana Deva, Karma Deva are the Manushas. By doing Smartha and Shrauta Yajna Agadi Upasanadi, they get qualification, passport, visa to go to Devalok. Manushya different, Manushya Gandharva different, Deva Gandharva different, Pitrunam Chiraloka different. Then Ajana Jana Deva, karma deva. Manushas are here only. Manusha Gandharva and Deva Gandharvas are in the Gandharva Loka. Pitrunam is in Pitru Loka. And these three, Ajana Jana Deva and Karma Deva and Deva, they are in the Deva Loka. Ajana Jana Deva are through the Smrti Karma. Then Karma Devas are through the Shrauta Karma of the Yagni Agadi, they are born there. Now, Devas, who are they? Devas are the ones who are always there in the Devaloka. They are not come there because of being a Manushya doing all this yajna. So these are the Devatas. उनके उद्देश्य में ही all the ahuti is offered during the yajna agadi. So here it is said कि देवाः इति त्रयस्त्रिंशतु हविर्भुजाः. They are 33 in number mainly, and their assistants will be there. Havir Bhujaha, they are the ones who receive ahutis which are offered by us during yajna and do the needful of giving them to the respective devatas whomever we are worshipping, and they bless us with the result. So 12, 11, 8 और 2 हमने देख चुके हम. These are called as Devanam Ananda. So their Ananda is 100 times more than Karma Deva. There is more 100 times more than Ajana Jana. It is Pitru, Deva Gandharva, Manusha Gandharva, Manusha. And never forget that each of these stages are reached by being in the human life only when we are having Shrotiyatva, Avrujinatva and Akama Tattva. That is why in between two sentences continuously it is said Shrotriyasya cha Akamahatasya Shrotriyasya cha Akamahatasya. That the cha can be interpreted for the third one, Avrujinatva. Shrotriyasya Avrujinatvasya Akamahatasya Bhavati. He need not go to that loka. Even being in the Manusya loka only, he can reach. Now, 100 times it is said, by listening it to 100 times, it should deeply enter into us the thought that the more and more Ananda is by giving up desire and papa and by understanding Brahman thoroughly. Therefore, let me study the Shastras thoroughly to understand and accept the Brahman's presence and his glory. And while doing so, let me reduce the Kamana and Kama Karma, so to the Papa Karma. In this way, the thoughts should become stronger and stronger in us, which should defeat the Vrujinatva thoughts, Kamahatatva thoughts. ये अंदर की बात है. माइंड इज वन, वासनामय कोश इज वन. Whichever thoughts are entertained out of ignorance or knowledge, they get embedded there and they force us again to act according to them. So far, because we never studied Shastras, we didn't know. So in those recesses of Vasana Kosha, so too in the Mananta Karana, we were only entertaining the Kamanas as well as Vrujina. Somehow or the other, I have to fulfill that Kama. In that hera feri bhi chalta hai, we were going on doing Papa. Now we are informed, so clearly informed. Brahman alone is real, everything is projected, unreal, mithya, it cannot give us Ananda. Ananda is in Brahman. So let us go only for Brahmanubhuti. Further, these are the abstractions, the worldliness. Worldliness comes to us because of ignorance of self, so to the desires and sinful action. For ignorance of self or Brahman is removed by the knowledge of self, studying the Shastras again and again. Then the other two things of desire and the sin are avoided by knowing that they are only the cause of bondage. In this way, deeply this should go, and वही विचार, वही contemplation निरंतर चलता 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 रहने से ही that the powerful opposite thoughts start getting reduced. This struggle, everyone will have to go through, which is the most painful of it. Wherein our mind is getting clear and purified of the vasanas. क्योंकि एक एक को निकालते जाओ, उतना पस, उतना अंदर से वो निकलता आता है ना, कि emotions come, strong desires will come, temptations will come, then how can I be without fulfilling desire? ये सारा कितना हमको पकड़कर फिर से वर्ल्डली में ले जाने का कोशिश करता है. For everyone. Know that person when he holds on to Guru's feet, Bhagwan's feet, Shruti Mata's feet, then strongly he is very, very strong in within himself. He alone can be freed from their overpowering every type of effort to pull us down. हजारों लाखों में एक ही होते हैं, इसलिए they are so great to such great saints and all, we worship them. Why saints are worshipped? For both the reasons that they have reached Brahman. But to reach to that Brahman, how tough, difficult it is to conquer the outer Maya and inner Avidya and Avidya Janita, Kama and also the Vrujinatva and Upaditadatmya. How tough it is, देखो सोच के देखो हम किस लेवल पे हैं. Throughout the day only Deha Indriya we are. And when we struggle to drop them, it is becoming impossible. रह के देखो 2 दिन होगा नहीं. And they have conquered that means don't they deserve our salutations and worship? And they, in their kindness, having transcended this while pursuing the Brahma Anubhuti or having reached. So much tapasya they do. That tapasya they keep as an investment. And the nominees they put are those who are seriously, sincerely seeking the truth and not able to do sadhana because of their the lower nature. For them, this tapashakti be given so that they are able to conquer their Vrujinatva and Kama Tattva. That is why Puja Gurudev, the Pawan Maharaj, all the Guru Paramara, the Shankar Bhagwan, उनके तपशक्ति को हम इन्वोक कर रहे हैं डेली, because of which only at least morning and evening in the class we are able to be trying to become Shrotriya and no Kamahatam and no Brujinam. In that also again we fail in Shrotriyatva because क्लास के 1 घंटे में 58 मिनट्स होते ही हैं. एंड अगेन अकामतः माइंड गोज ऑन अगेन फॉर कामना. क्लास के बाद क्या खाऊं, अब क्या कर रहे हो, अभी खा रहा हूँ बाद में. ऑनलाइन क्लास कोई पता नहीं. So to Vrujina, still in the class also some sinful thought comes in us. Even though the invocation of Guru Paramparas, Shakti, Tapas Shakti, Ishvara Shakti is making us to be regular morning, evening. Remember, you, the few of you and me, have done only this tapasya, maybe in how many lives? May we sit in the class and study Shastra. And these prayers invoke the Krupa Shakti of the Gurus and Bhagwan that we are relentlessly studying. It's only a beginning. That should be followed by understanding, it should be followed by conviction. The conviction should make us to seek only truth, nothing else. After that only the kamanas are dropped, that is the kamahattatva achieved. After that only the vrujinatva is dropped, that means our life is no more extroverted. Then only the fulfillment of Shrotriyatva in the form of gaining the bliss of Atman Brahman. We are only at the first level. Coming into spirituality and listening to Shastra is first step of pure spirituality. All other sadhanas of puja, japa, upasana, they're on the name of spirituality. They're only worldly things if in them the sankalpa is for the sake of worldly experiences. Because they are worshipping God, therefore we put them in spiritual category. But actually, the one who seeks spirit, the self, he alone should be called a spiritual person. The one who is through the upasanas seeking the matter of the world, material of the world, how can we call them as spiritual? But फिर भी we give them a chance because now they are worshipping God for the material things. A day may come in their life in its maturity that they worship God not for the material things, but for Antakarana Shuddhi, but for Shastra Jnana, but for transcend their desires and sinful actions and know the Brahman. So in anticipation of that, we just put them in the category. But otherwise, those who are seeking the outer worldly things and visiting temples, doing upasanas, etc., they're all bhogi only, they're not yogi. They're all samsari only, not sadhaka. साधक उसको कहते हैं जिसका साध्य वस्तु केवल केवल परब्रह्म है. अगर if we talk about the definition in our mind also, no तीव्र जिज्ञासा for Brahma Prapti, with all the study of Shastra, still we're all pakka samsari. Yeah, there's no doubt. But then this is the only way, again and again listening to Shastra is the only way that the desire for Brahman will little by little get added. And when it grows stronger than the other worldly desire, then we start giving them up. May we all seek that state as soon as possible. So then Ajana Jana Deva, then Karma Deva, then Deva. Devananda is 33. Those devatas who take the Havihi, they are native of that. 12 Adityas, Ekadasha Rudra, Astavashu, as well as 2 Ashwini Kumaras. Then many other also will be there. They are not listed here out. So Devanam Anandaha. So Trayastrimshat Havir Bhujaha. Then 100 times more than them is Indraha. Therefore Indraha Tesham Swami. So one has reached to the Indra Sthiti by 100 doing the 100 Ashwamedha Yagas. But if one does the Shrotriya Avrijinatva Kamatattva more deeply, wherever he is there without going to Indraloka, having this Indra Kiritam, Indra Simhasanam, he can be as much Anandi as the Indra. दैट इज द मेन पॉइंट. कहीं नहीं जाना, ये तीनों करो, जहां रहो वहीं हो वाला आनंद 100 टाइम्स मोर वी विल एक्सपीरियंस इट. देन तस्य आचार्य बृहस्पति, इंद्र's आचार्य बृहस्पति, his ananda is 100 times more than that of Indra because of what? Shrotriya Avrujina Akamat. So do Yajnayaga Upasana, you are sent to that loka, there Shrotriya Avrujinatva Kamatva Phala is given, then you enjoy that Ananda 100 times more. Instead of doing all those Yajnas, Upasanas, start doing these three, Shrotriya, Kamata and Avrujina, already we will be reaching that. Like wherever the Bhagavan Kartikeya, Subramanyam, Kumara Swami was going, there he was finding Ganapati already, who was doing Pradakshina to Jagata Pitra Vande Parvati Parameshwara. Uh-huh. You found that, no? He already reached there. So ultimately became the Ganapati. So that means what? There is a shortcut method. In the same way, we are studying the Yoga Darshanam, that through the Indriyas, we have the Pratyaksha Anumana, Samanya Jnana only comes, not the Vishesha Jnana. Yesterday we saw. Only through the Rutambhara Prajna, the Vishesha Jnana, which is not Samanya, which is like, which is given, regained by us through the Pratyaksha and Anumana, which is giving only superficial knowledge, not the true. In the Rutambhara Prajna, we have, without the sequence requirement of all the process or steps, what exactly that object is, that knowledge is gained. Rutambhara Tatra Prajna. सामान्य विशेषत्वात् अन्यत् विशेषाभ्याम अन्यत् विशेषार्थत्वात्. 49th sutra yesterday we studied. So the Rutambhara Prajna, there it is talked as in the Upasana, the Ganapati story. Here also in Vedanta, Shrotriya Avrujina Akama Tattva, more and more increasing, then the Ananda gets 100 times more. So Indra ka Guru Brahaspati. Then who is Prajapati? Tasya cha Brahaspati Prajapati Virat Trailokya Sharirihi Shariraha. So तीन लोग जिनका शरीर है वो विराट पुरुष is called as Prajapati. Then lastly Brahma Samashti Veshti Rupaha. He is the one who is the one expressing as the entire Samashti and Veshti in all the forms. And that is why Samsara Mandala Vyapi. So the entire the samsara mandala, he is the permeator. He is called as Hiranyagarbha. The samsara mandala, इसको क्यों कहते हैं? Because there nobody stays stationarily. Once his punya is over, he comes back. The jivas we are talking. So the entire samsara mandala, this Hiranyagarbha is spread, permeated. He is called as here Brahmana Ananda. Eko Brahmana. Now, none of this is again Brahma Ananda. Parabrahma Ananda nahi hai ye. Now, all that is brought to our understanding in the subsequent beautiful commentary. So, let us chat. Okay. Mm-hmm. Next paragraph, which you are taking up for study, is also equally crucial. Be conscious about it. Key. Now, first, yatra ete ananda bhedaha ekatam gachanti dharma cha tannimittah jnanam cha tadvishayam akamah tattvam cha niratishayam yatra saha eshaha hiranyagarbha brahma. Dekho, that hiranyagarbha brahma also no ordinary. His glory first is explained. And the glorification of Brahma Hiranyagarbha is explained only to tell how glorious is Parabrahma if Hiranyagarbha himself is so glorious. है ना, कभी एक बंदे का महिमा गाते हैं, कहकर then if he is so great, then how much great must be his teacher or his father. है कि नहीं, इनकी ग्लोरी करते हैं उनसे ग्रेट. In the same way here, Brahmadeva is explained to us. Having studied this, who is Hiranyagarbha and who is Brahmadeva, we should not have doubt. Brahmadeva is Samashti Stula Sukshma Abhimani. So only Stula Abhimani, again he called as Virat Purusha. So Samashti Mahat Tattva Abhimani is called Hiranyagarbha. Now listen very attentively. In this Hiranyagarbha sthiti, in that Brahmadeva sthiti, in that Sutratma sthiti, in that Mahatattva Paramatma sthiti, yatra ete Ananda Bhedaha, all these Ananda Bheda, starting from Manusha up to Prajapati. So remember sequence, yaad hai? Manusha, Manusha Gandharva, Deva Gandharva, Pitrunam Chiraloka Jalokanam Ananda, then Ajana Jana, then Karma Deva, then Deva, then Indrasya Ananda, then Brahaspati Ananda, Prajapati Ananda, 12th is, 11th is Brahma Ananda. So all the Manushya to Prajapati Ananda, whatever gradations are there, yatra ete Ananda Vedaha ekatam gachanti. So like in the 2000 note, all denominations are included like that. First point. Ananda Vedaha ekatam gachanti. So in Brahma Ananda, प्रजापतियों का, इंद्र का, बृहस्पति का, देवों का, कर्मदेव, आजान देव, पितृणाम चिरलोक देव, मनुष्य गंधर्व, देव गंधर्व, मनुष्य, all are included in him. That is the Hiranyagarbha's glory and greatness. Second is ekatang gachanti. So then dharma cha tan nimittaha. And what is the karana of the ananda? Dharma only. So the dharma also in its perfected state is again found in the Hiranyagarbha only. Jnanam cha tad vishayam. Then to do the dharma, what you need is a jnanam. So that sarvajnatva also is there in its ultimate state in the Hiranyagarbha sthiti. Then tad vishayam, then akama tattvam cha. And having gained jnana or for gaining jnana, and even to do the dharma after gaining jnanam, what is required is should not be troubled by even one kamana. Therefore, the akama tattva niratishaya sthiti, jnanasya niratishaya sthiti, dharmasya niratishaya sthiti. Because of these three, the all anandas are included in the Brahmadeva Ananda. सो ब्रह्मदेव में सबके आनंद है. क्यों? कि आनंद के कारण रूपी ये तीनों धर्म, दैट मीन्स नॉट डूइंग द पाप, ज्ञान मीन्स श्रोत्रियत्व, देन अकाम तत्व, दे आर एट द पराकाष्ठा लेवल. यत्र एते आनंद भेदाः एकतां गच्छन्ति. All the anandas are included in him. Dharmah cha tannimittah, jnanam cha tadvishayam, akamah tattvam cha niratishayam yatra. In whom all these have reached to the niratishayasti, saha eshaha hiranyagarbha brahma. He is called as Brahma Hiranyagarbha. Head of the department, if you become, all the lower departments are in your own command. You have already the boss of all of that. In the same way, Hiranyagarbha sthiti is this. Just listen and be careful in catching it. Then, is this Hiranyagarbha's ultimate? Should we pursue that? Should we reach it? No. वही तो बताने के लिए सब बताया. Next is कि तस्य एषः आनन्दः, of this Hiranyagarbha's आनन्द, श्रोत्रियेण अवृजिनेन akahamatena cha sarvatah pratyaksham upalabhyate. So that Brahma Ananda, without going to Brahma Loka, without becoming Brahma Deva, through millions of lives of Yajna Upasana, as a human being only, if one achieves the completeness in Srotriyatva and completeness in Akamahatatva and Avrujinatva, he will be Sarvatah Pratyaksham Upalabhyate. So he will have that Ananda of the Brahma Deva. Sarvatah means at all times, Pratyakshata means directly experiencing. So the glory therefore of these three sadhanas that way is highlighted here, undoubtedly explained. So everywhere the Sotriyato Akamatattva told, including even Brahmadeva's Ananda. You need not go to Brahmaloka. Again, नहीं जाने की जरूरत है नहीं. कोई लोक नहीं जाना, कहीं नहीं जाना, इधर ही या मेरे घर में या मेरे बिस्तर में हाँ मेरे कुर्सी में हाँ जिस गली में मैं रहता हूँ वहाँ उधर या wherever you are, there itself we can have as Ananda as Brahma Deva has got when we do these three. Srotriya, Avrajana, Akama. Now just 2 minutes, just to waste time, I'll go out and come back. Now you see the whole world today. Is it not persecuted only by one thing called as sins and sins and sins and papa? In every department, everywhere, what beings are doing only papa, papa, papa. The presidents, the prime ministers, the president, the governor, the chief ministers, the MLA, the MPs, and in every of the business field, education field, so-called spiritual fields, medical, लोग कर ही जा रहे हैं दूसरों को हिंसा करने वाला पाप भयंकर क्रूर पापास दे आर डूइंग सी द मर्डर्स द रेप्स द किलिंग्स द लूटिंग द चीटिंग सब पाप ही है today's Kali Yuga is bhayankara filled with पाप we are also doing at our own level किसी को थोड़ा हल्का धोखा देते हैं सर्वेंट्स को सफिशिएंट सैलरी नहीं देते हैं डांटते हैं उनको बच्चों को ठीक तरह देखभाल नहीं करते हैं उनको पैम्पर करके सत्यानाश करते हैं दैट आल्सो पाप all of us are doing papa whole bhumandala now is full of papa now what is the cause of papa now papa doing only one thing called as kama tattva all of us are made slaves by the dangerous devil called as kamana क्यों किसी को भोग का कामना है किसी को धन का है किसी को पावर एंड पोजीशन का है everybody is lusty, passionate, greedy, desirous. Whole world पूरा काम नाम का बहुत पूरा यहाँ विलय तांडवम कर रहा है. When you see, pictorially tomorrow the cyclone is going to come. Bipper joy. Bangladesh has given the name this time. But Bipper joy when it hits the coasts, how terrible will be. It is ferocious. That's why I sent in the status. Let us not pray that the livestock or human beings or the things they should not be damaged, destroyed by this cyclone. There should be ठंडा क्योंकि इतने सारे वो राज्यों में गुजरात से लेकर महाराष्ट्र कहाँ तक उसका इफेक्ट होगा नहीं पता. Even other neighboring countries. Pray that it should not affect too much. Now imagine the amount of power it has got and it really hits, what an amount of calamity destruction happens. Thousands of times more than that is the whole world under the cyclone and tufan of Kamana. And these tufans come 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, maximum 10 hours. Somewhere they slowly subside and they go away. The outer tufans which come because of the depressions in the ocean. बट दीज कामना तूफान रुकने का नाम ही नहीं ले रहा. कंटिन्यूसली इट इज साइलेंटली इट इज इंटरनल साइलेंट तूफान कामना एवरीवन इन द वर्ल्ड कामहता there is nobody without being hit by the kamana and therefore people are doing sin papa भयंकर पाप कर. Nowadays देखो, murdering and cooking that bodies, murdering and putting it in suitcase and taking it to police station, murdering in making into pieces. Their own wife or husband or children or mother. Yesterday that he killed the mother only, put in suitcase and went to police station. Can you imagine such gruesome actions? पाप देखो कितना. And in the countries western, gun culture every day. And in a big countries, the war between the nations. See yesterday again, that Ukraine is attacked by Russia, residential area. How many died there? Terrorist attacks. Now the thing is what? How and why the kamanas are growing? Only one reason, because of ignorance. अविद्या से ही कामना होता है. अविद्या काम कर्म ग्रंथि. Avidya, and avidya is only about the Brahman or the reality and the truth. And the other aspect of avidya is the upadhis, they are real, the world is real, I must get that bhoga at any cost. Therefore, the cost of all punyam, therefore too much of papa. And then what is the remedy? Only shrotriyatva. Therefore, stop all educations. In fact, they are not education, they are only avidya. Educate them in the Brahma Vidya, Tattva Vidya, Atma Vidya. And also in that avidya, how we do sin and all the narakas we enter into. When this is educated, then the people seek the Brahma Tattva, then they don't seek the world. The Kama Tattva will not be there. Then only the originatva or the Papa can be reduced. Then only the Dukkha in the world can be reduced. There's no other way, means no other. कुछ भी करो और भी घटिया होता जाएगा ये कलयुग में दुनिया, if the Brahma Jnana is not given, taken. No, I don't. It is truth. It cannot be told better than this. I don't know, at least. But the truth is spoken. That is why the highest seva which we can do to the world is by giving the Brahma Jnana, Tattva Jnana, Upasana Jnana, Yoga Jnana, to find the Ananda which they are seeking outside in themselves. The delusion that the Sukha coming from the outer world is forcing the people to do every papa outside. The delusion is so deep rooted. Arey yaar, it is coming from your own self. Self alone is real. Everything is seen but not real. It is mithya. If this knowledge is not given, tell me what is the other solution. On the other hand, science is discovering more and more bhoga samagri only outside, by which the kama and papa it is strengthening only. Is it not? More sophisticated cell phones, TVs, science discovered. But this fellow has seen it. उनके अंदर कामना बढ़ गया. He can't buy it with the money earning. Therefore, he will put the hand under the table. He does the papa to earn the money to get that object. That is why the Bhautikavada leads to all papa. Kamana leads to Bhautikavada. कामना कम करते जाना चाहिए. That's why engage in spirituality. We have to escape our mind and time by engaging in spirituality. That's the only way to get freed or not affected by these terrible floods and cyclones of the desires. एक साइक्लोन तो एक जन्म में एक मनुष्य के शरीर को मारता है, बट ये साइक्लोन ऑफ कामना hundreds of lives it destroys of the jiva. So, who is ready to talk these things? Who is ready to listen to these things? Can you imagine that this topic can come as a topic in the parliament to discuss? Can you know? The Shrotriya, Avrujina, Akamata are the only way to remove the problems of the world. Can the parliament में इसका discussion होकर एक bill pass करके पूरा education system, the cinema system, or the whole bhoga system can be removed? Can be done? Can it be done? Impossible. That's how in Kali Yuga we just get lost only day by day in totality. But among the totality, some Vyashti, you and I can seek our sadhana and we can eject out of it. इसलिए इस कलयुग में जितना हो सके उतना बार सेवा करो, लेकिन अपना कल्याण देखो, अपना स्पिरिचुअल कल्याण, नॉट द साउथ इंडियन संस्कृत कल्याण, मतलब फिर से शादी करूं मैं, नॉट दैट कल्याण, दैट इज वृजिना, दैट इज पाप, the real help of spiritual unfoldment. Otherwise, on the name of serving the world, unknowingly, we are lost in our own subtle desires of our name and fame and ego and happiness, sukha from the outer world. वो भी संसार है. And unknowingly, even in that seeming noble works, how many papa we are doing, we don't know. हाँ, दिखने में बहुत पुण्य कर्म होता है, बट उसके अंदर you don't know. We start an organization, we seek money for it. Some people give us, we take that money, which is the money which is earned by wrong means by that fellow, the black money. So you have become the source of converting black money to the white. It is a papa. But you color it. No, no, मैं तो social service ही कर रहा हूँ. Social service, the पुण्यादि कर्म, purely earned wealth से करना चाहिए, not wrongly earned wealth. So you cannot take money from everybody or anybody. You should take money only one who has earned honestly. Otherwise, somebody earned the money in the wrong way that you take under the banner of the charitable institution, the path of that fellow comes to you. But who can understand all these subtle things? On the name of so-called social services, also, lot of sin is being encouraged. वो भी नहीं किया तो और भी बिगड़ जाते हैं, इसलिए we just keep quiet and allow it to happen. Is it not? That way, the real social service is being pure and being spiritual. That is the real service, not other things. ये सब फिर बच्चों के खेल है, खेलते जाओ जब तक दिमाग उसी लेवल पे रहता है, करते जाना. A day will come, a maturity will come, maybe after 10,000 lives that maturity may come. 10,000 बहुत कम समय है. With the speed with which we are involved in the worldliness. By the way, clear? So I told you 2 minutes, but 10 minutes we have done it. How the world is now persecuted by kama hatatva and vrujinatva, because there is no shrotriyatva. Shrotriya is only studying spiritual texts of Vedanta in which Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya is proved. If the other way is done, Jagat is Satyam, then the Jagat will create desires. Desires cannot stop us from doing the sin or papa. And the papa cannot be giving without giving the result of dukkha, naraka. Is it not? As we explained to you about the sins, so too in this very world we can see the naraka dukkhas are experienced. People are dying out of cyclones, out of bhukampa, out of the fire accidents, and out of many other no natural calamities, mutual. चल ही रहा है, यही तो नरक है. So people deserving to go to naraka, there the people are saying नहीं नहीं जगह नहीं, उनको उधर ही खत्म करो. तो हियर भी वही नरक का दुख मिल रहा है लोगों को. It was a naraka for 2.5 years, 2020 April to the last 6 months back. The corona sample of naraka it is. You understand? The people dying in masses, no place even to bury them, mass burning them. देखा ना अपने अपने आंखों से, बट फिर भी हम जैसे वेदांत भूल जाते हैं ना, ये सब भी भूल जाते. The panic, the fear, the dukkha, the money spent, the running to the hospital, the isolations. How was it? I have not forgotten, Baba. Though we were not involved in them too seriously because we were busy in our six classes per day. I could achieve the 4,000, 6,000 classes target. Thank you to because of Corona only. We were not that way frightened, but we were observing, no? आज के दिन 10,000 मरे, 20,000 मरे, 40,000 मरे. You understand it? Naraka it is. दोबारा नहीं होना चाहिए. And you can imagine the people in Ukraine going through Naraka only from more than 1 year. And that whatever the Turkey or Turkmenistan, what is the Bhukampa, Naraka it is. Here only we are going through because of Vrujina, the Papa, because of Kamana. कुछ भी हो जाए, कितना भी दुख हो जाए, कितना भी हम ना फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाए, बट कम टू दिस कंक्लूजन, द डिजायर लीड्स टू सिन, सिन लीड्स टू नरका. Therefore, if you want to avoid the naraka dukkha, I must give up the sin. If I have to give up the sin, I should reduce the desires. Marna is better than becoming slave to the desire. This decision should come. Then, in practical front, reduce the desire. How? Don't give time to mind. Don't give mind to the time. They are not to do engage time and mind in spirituality. That is why Shrotriyatva. भागवत कथा सुनो, रामायण सुनो, वेदांत सुनते जाओ, फिर एक तरफ भक्ति बढ़ेगा, दूसरा तत्व ज्ञान बढ़ता रहेगा. Time is rightly spent, mind is saved here. So the sins are less accumulated, we are free. Every individual should do like that. Like every individual अपने पर्सनल रूम में जाकर अपने पाप कर रहा है ना आज. अलग अलग तरह के, कोई दारू पी रहा है, कोई वो कर रहा है. So in the same way, every individual going into his own personal room, put all lights off, ओंकार और भगवान का चित्रपटम, अपना जब पूजा ध्यान उसमें मौज हो जाना. दिस द वे वी फ्री बीइंग इन. कलयुग में तो आने का पाप तो करके आ तो गए हम. इज इट नॉट? वी हैव डन सो मच ऑफ सिन दैट वी आर born in the कलयुग. अदरवाइज सत्य त्रेता युग में जन्म लेके मुक्त होना चाहिए था. So now we have to find the way out for ourselves. This is the way out. If any other better way out is there, you tell. We can write a Upanishad on your name, Mr. So and so Upanishad. Like मांडुक्य ऋषि के नाम पे मांडुक्य उपनिषद है. So in the same way, on your name, one Upanishad we release where you have shown us other path other than Shrotriyatva to avoid the Kamaha Tattva and Vijnatva and get liberated. There's no way. Now we understand the Ajnana of the Atma Vastu creating the world, how havoc it is playing, of creating Kamanas and Papa. Nobody is happy. Everybody is dukhi only. Okay. Now, main sentence is what? Tasya eshaha anandaha, of this Brahmadeva's ananda, in whom all the other lower anandas are included in one go. That Brahmadeva's ananda, tasya esha ananda, shrotriyena avrujinena akamatena cha sarvataha pratyaksham upalabhyate. All the time, directly, a person who is shrotriya avrujina akamata will experience without going to Brahmaloka. So, how important are these three thoughts, these three sadhanas? Opposite of them also equally important, as we took 10-15 minutes to explain. When we don't study Shastra and know Brahman as real and the world as unreal, to that extent world is taken real, then the Kamanas will go on coming, the Papa will come. So instead of Ananda increasing 100, it will reduce by 100. A reduction in Ananda increases the Dukkha, Bhaya, all that. Choice is ours. So take care of your children, grandchildren. See to it that they are made Shrotriya. See to it that they are not hit by Kamana. Make them social service oriented, not a bhogi. So to don't make them because of bhogi the papa karma karne wala. Make him the punya karma karne wala. Avrujinaha akamataha Shrotriyaha, your children must be. Your grandchildren must be. Your brothers, their children must be. Ha. When it works, we don't know, but you send messages to them. Today, we have received a very serious, sincere warning and message for all of us regarding how the life has to be lived. These are the three negative, these are the three positive. Let us conquer negative by positive. Send to your own grandchildren and then the message. डरते क्यों हो? उनको समझ में आए ना आए, प्रैक्टिस करें ना करें. This seed sown now, it may work after 100 lives, who knows? Or after 10 years, who knows? So at least put a control check on the kamanas. है ना? शक्नोति हैवय सोढुम प्राक शरीर विमोक्षणात् काम क्रोधोद्भवं वेगम संयुक्त सुख. How to control? Only when you add the shrotriyatva. Keep on studying Shastra and increase the feeling that let me become bhakta, let me become yogi, let me become jnani. Instead of becoming, let me become bhogi. सब मन में है, देखो पहला आला दूसरा आला, पहला तबाह करने वाला, ये वाला हमको उत्थान या उद्धार करने वाला. If these my messages are not spread, this knowledge is not spread, and the outer opposite thing is growing so vigorously, how can we find peace in this world? Okay. Tasmad etani trini sadhanani iti avagamyate. Therefore, the entire essence of all Upanishads, this Upanishad, Brahmananda Valli, Ashtamanuvaka, the essence of it is these three are the sadhanas to be done. Avagamyate, this is what is concluded. This is what is the final understanding. These three are the sadhanas. And this Brahmadeva's Ananda is only a drop of Ananda in Parabrahmananda. That will be the topic discussed for 5-6 minutes, after which there is an avatarika for Sayaschayam Purushe Yascha Savaditye. The Falashruti of this Shrutritya Avrutnyatva Akamahatatva will be told. Then there is a quotation for it from the Rigveda mantra. That is how, in these few more lines, fifth or sixth shloka, and in one more Anuvaka, the Brahmananda Valli concludes. We take 2 or 3 more days to see it. But crucial topics we are under discussions. Right from Brahmavidapnoti Param, you can join it here. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, the Mula Sutra Vakya. Brahmavidapnoti Param is Sutra Vakya. Then the Rucha quotation is the Lakshana of the Brahma, the Upalabdhi Sthana of the Brahma, and the way to obtain him. All are taught. We have heard it, but we have not done sufficient manana, therefore that knowledge is not stable in us. To do mananam chintanam, let the knowledge be intactly kept, live that knowledge, live, it helps us and blesses us. So tomorrow this topic of how this Brahmadeva Ananda also is a drop of Ananda in Brahma Ananda, that topic we'll discuss. Then Shrotriya Virgina Akamata alone can reach to the Brahmananda is told, then the Falashruti of that will be explained to us. Now see, is it not befitting the title of this Valli, Brahmananda Valli? Then imagine 5-6 times thoroughly if you and I study it. You will get grasp that essence. And if you can live life accordingly, the transformations happening in us. So be busy in this. Being busy in this alone is right use of time and mind. Anything else is self-deceit, self-cheating. Let us not cheat ourselves. Om, 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 Om. Let us all deeply pray that from our heart, from the hearts of all individuals, from the total globe, the Vrujinatva, life of sin, Kamahatatva, being hit by the Kamana, is totally eliminated. Again, let us pray to that Lord that the Shrotriyatva happen in our hearts and in the hearts of the entire beings. That is why in our everyday Sankalpa, समस्त विश्वस्य सनातन धर्म वैदिक संस्कृते शास्त्र ज्ञान प्रचार द्वारा आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति विश्व कल्याण अर्थम. This is what we are doing every day, 6 times our sankalpa. This is what we can do. Same first should happen to us also. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnamevāvashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramarishibhyo Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Namaha. Om Tatsat Brahmarvणमस्तु श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायने आज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः. Important discussion today we had.